The race session is at Knockhill in Dunfermline, Scotland. The wind speed is 14 km/h from the northeast. #Fargone is first. Steve Jr. from Australia is second. Honky from Australia is third. Buffhead from Australia is fourth. Eatonic is fifth. Sneaky Pete from Australia is sixth. Lethal Force from Australia is P7. K. Smith from Australia is 8th. Derek 5624 from Australia is 9th. Tobias from Australia is P10. Huggy 65 from Australia is P11. Toby Monroe from Australia is P12. #Fargone from Australia is first. "20 minutes remaining in the session. Race start. Huggy 65 entering the pits is 5th. Honky is P4. Lethal Force is P4. Lethal Force is now P3. Huggy 65 exiting pits. Steve Jr. is 7th. Toby Monroe in Clark is P4. K. Smith is P9. K. Smith is now P10. Sneaky Pete is 11th. Toby Monroe in McIntyre is 4th, 0.5 behind Lethal Force. Sneaky Pete on lap 2 is 10th, 0.2 behind K. Smith. Huggy 65 is 11th, 0.2 behind Sneaky Pete. Steve Jr. is P5, 0.5 behind Toby Monroe. Steve Jr. is now P4. Toby Monroe entering the pits is P1. Derek 5624 is 7th. Derek 5624 is now 6th. Sneaky Pete is P9 driving a Infinity. 0.4 behind K. Smith. Isaiah is 6th driving a Infinity, 0.1 behind Derek 5624. Sneaky Pete in McIntyre is 9th, 0.5 behind K. Smith. Sneaky Pete is now 8th. Buffhead is P6, 0.3 behind Derek 5624. Derek 5624 is P6, 0.4 behind Buffhead. Steve Jr. is P4, 0.5 behind Lethal Force. Steve Jr. was 0.8 faster last lap. K. Smith is 8th, 0.9 behind Sneaky Pete. Steve Jr. on lap 6 is P4, 0.2 behind Lethal Force. 15 minutes remaining in the session. K. Smith in Duffus Dip is 8th, 0.5 behind Sneaky Pete. Steve Jr. is P4 driving a Toyota, 0.1 behind Lethal Force. Steve Jr. passed Lethal Force for P3. Lethal Force is 4th, 0.2 behind Steve Jr. Sneaky Pete in Butchers is 7th, 0.5 behind Derek 5624. Honky is P10, 0.5 behind Tabizea. Honky passed Tabizea for P9. Sneaky Pete is 7th, 0.5 behind Derek 5624. Sneaky Pete was 0.9 faster last lap. Lethal Force in Clark is 4th, 1.5 behind Steve Jr. Derek 5624 is 7th, 0.3 behind Sneaky Pete. Toby Monroe is P12, 0.5 behind Huggy 65. K. Smith is 8th, 1.9 behind Derek 56.24. Toby Monroe in chicane is P12 driving a Ford, 0.5 behind Huggy 65. Buffhead in Clark is 5th driving a BMW, 1.9 behind Lethal Force. K. Smith in Taylors is P8 driving a Ford, 1.3 behind Derek 56.24. K. Smith was 0.6 faster last lap. Buffhead from Australia is P4, 0.8 behind Lethal Force. Steve Evo JR is 7th, 0.4 behind Derek 56.24. 10 minutes remaining in the session. K. Smith in Taylors is P9, 0.3 behind Honky. Buffhead is 4th, 0.3 behind Lethal Force. Lethal Force is P4, 0.1 behind Buffhead. Steve Evo JR on lap 12 is P7, 0.1 behind Derek 56.24. Steve Evo JR passed Derek 56.24 for P6. Lethal Force in Duffus Div is P4, 0.3 behind Buffhead. Derek 56.24 in McIntyre is P6. Best lap is a 0:52.153. 1.640 off the fastest lap. Derek 56.24 is now 5th. K. Smith in Clark is P9 driving a Ford, 0.4 behind Lethal Force. Lethal Force was 0.7 faster last lap. Honky is 7th, 0.8 behind Buffhead. Buffhead in Butchers is 6th, 0.5 behind Derek 56.24. Honky is 7th, 0.2 behind Buffhead. Honky passed Buffhead for 6th. Buffhead is P7, 0.2 behind Honky. Honky from Australia in McIntyre is 6th, 0.4 ahead of Buffhead. Buffhead in Clark is P7, 0.4 ahead of Lethal Force. Toby Monroe in McIntyre on lap 15 is 11th, 0.5 behind Tabizea. Buffhead in Duffus Dip is P7, 0.4 behind Honky. Honky from Australia is P6, 0.2 behind Derek 5624. Tabizea is 11th, 0.3 behind Toby Monroe. Honky is P7, 0.3 behind Buffhead. Buffhead in McIntyre is 6th, 0.4 behind Derek 5624. 5 minutes remaining in the session. Buffhead is now 7th. K. Smith in Clark is 7th driving a Ford, 0.5 behind Lethal Force. K. Smith passed Lethal Force for 6th. Toby Monroe on lap 17 is 10th, 2.2 behind Buffhead. Steve JR in Taylors is P4 driving a Toyota, 1.7 behind Sneaky Pete. Toby Monroe is P10 battling Buffhead. Toby Monroe was 27.7 faster last lap. Steve JR from Australia is 4th, 1.2 behind Sneaky Pete. Lethal Force is P7, 2.5 behind K. Smith. Steve JR from Australia is 4th, 0.5 behind Sneaky Pete. Steve JR was 0.9 faster last lap. Sneaky Pete is P4. Honky from Australia is P8, 3.0 behind Lethal Force. Sneaky Pete in Taylors is 4th, 1.3 behind Steve Jr. Steve Jr. was 1.5 faster last lap. Lethal Force from Australia in Taylors is P7, 3.0 behind K. Smith. Sneaky Pete in Taylors is P4, 1.8 behind Steve Jr. Steve Jr. was 1.0 faster last lap. K. Smith in Taylors is 6th, 2.5 behind Derek 56.24. Sneaky Pete from Australia is P4, 3.6 behind Steve Jr. The leader has just finished the race. Hashtag Thulani finished P1. Lethal Force finished P7. Eatnik finished 2nd. Buffhead finished 8th. Steve Jr. finished 3rd. Honky finished P9. Sneaky Pete finished P4. Toby Monroe finished P10. Tobiasea finished P11. Derek 56.24 finished 5th. K. Smith finished 6th. Huggy 65 finished P12.